Ok, parfait.
Welcome to the Sikivu podcast with Rumishael Ulomi, a place where you get a chance to grow and strengthen your faith while impacting the world. Talking faith, life and work, business, leadership and theology, sharing experts, building smart relationships and serving God's kingdom. Welcome and get ready.
Ooh, listen closely now.
Every voice holds a world, a quiet universe unfolding. A sacred space where truths are heard and stories find their home. This is Sikio, Sikivu.
Sikio, Sikivu.
Let the journey of profound listening begin.
This is Sikio, Sikivu. Ooh, yeah.
Ooh, yeah.
This is Sikio, Sikivu. Ooh, yeah.
Hi, I'm Rumishael Ulomi and welcome back to our series, The Steward's Paycheck. In our last episode, we talked about moving toward a dignified living wage, but today we are moving into deeper waters. We are talking about bonuses, rewards, and favoritism. Nothing kills office morale or church staff unity faster than the feeling that the boss has favorites. When one person gets a bonus and another doesn't, or when someone who worked less gets the same as someone who worked more, chaos usually follows. How do we balance justice, giving what is earned, with generosity, giving what is extra? Today, we look at the Vineyard Workers' perspective. Welcome and thank you for joining me. In Matthew 20, Jesus tells a story that will make a modern HR manager lose their mind. A landowner hires workers at 6 a.m., 9 a.m., noon, and finally at 5 p.m. At the end of the day, he pays them all the exact same amount. The 6 a.m. workers were furious. They said, "This isn't fair. We bore the burden and the heat of the day." But the owner replied, "Didn't you agree to this wage? Am I not allowed to be generous with my own money?" As leaders in the marketplace and the church, we have to navigate this vineyard tension every day. Justice is the baseline of everything. This means the contract. Justice means to keep your word. If you promised a 13th month salary or a performance bonus based on specific KPIs, you must pay it. In the corporate world, justice is your contract. In the church, justice is your integrity. If you ignore the 6 a.m. workers who have been faithful for years just to reward a new 5 p.m. superstar, you are violating justice. The landowner wasn't being unjust to the first workers, he was being generous to the last one. As a kingdom leader, you have the right to be generous. Maybe an employee is going through a family crisis and you give them an unearned bonus. That is your right as a steward. To the CEO, generosity shall never be used to hide lack of justice. Don't give random gifts to cover up the fact that your base salaries are too low. To the pastor, ensure your generosity isn't just favoritism in a religious cloak. The reason the workers in the parable were angry was because they saw the other payment. In your organization, you need clear reward policies. Reward results justice. Reward values culture. And occasionally, reward need generosity. But make sure your team understands the difference. If people think your generosity is actually favoritism, you will lose your best 6 a.m. builders. Friends, handling money as a leader is a test of your heart. Justice honors the work, but generosity honors the person. A kingdom-minded leader does both without being partial. James 2:1 should guide us. My challenge for you today, look at your reward system. Is it clear? Is it fair? Or is it based on who likes you the most? Let's be leaders who are famous for our justice, but even more famous for our God-led generosity. Thank you for joining me for this episode 2. For more insight on kingdom leadership, visit me at www.sikivu.com. I'm Rumishael Ulomi. Until next time, listen with purpose and reward with kingdom heart. I am wishing you all the best.
Thank you for listening and supporting the Sikio Sikivu with Rumishael. For more of such inspiring messages, stories, and news, visit www.sikiosikivu.com. Tune in your frequency toward God's kingdom. Be inspired, be motivated, be transformed.